Welcome to the Employment Wednesday podcast with Yvonne Shabangu. Have you heard of the scripture Hosea 4, verse 6? My people perish because of the lack of knowledge. The same applies to your career. When you don't know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, you are likely to make wrong career choices. But worry not. Employment Wednesdays is here for you to offer you all the answers relating to your career and offer you strategies to develop your career. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. You are welcome to another episode of Employment Wednesdays. And today I'm seated with a friend. And we're going to learn so much from him. His name is Prayer Skosana, and he studied a BA in Humanities with majors in English, Literature, and Linguistics from the University of Johannesburg. When you think humanities, you're thinking he's probably a teacher. We probably all expected him to be a teacher, but he is not a teacher. I'm going to allow him to tell us what he currently does and briefly tell us about himself.
Okay, hi Yvonne. As you've mentioned, my name is Prayer Skosana. So I did study humanities, BA Humanities from the University of Johannesburg, UJ. But currently I'm working as an HR official
Okay.
at the Gauteng Department of Infrastructure.
All right. Okay. All right, that's nice. Let's go into quick icebreaker questions. If you were a drink, what drink would you be?
If I was a drink,
Yes.
I'd be an energy drink.
An energy drink.
Yeah,
Why?
I think so. Because, I think I have this gift in it, which when I enter a space, something just changes. Like I can
Okay.
just enter a place, there's that energy.
You
so
bring
I think
in energy
I
to the
bring in
space.
energy. Yeah, I think I have that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Nalanto.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
And if you were to travel to an African country, what
Yeah.
African country would you travel to and why?
Oh, even your questions, I've never thought about that actually.
Yeah.
But I'd definitely go to Mozambique.
Okay. Why
Yeah,
Mozambique?
I'd go to Mozambique. I don't know, man. I have a friend who's from there originally.
Okay.
So the stories that she tells me about the food and the what's this? The beaches there and everything. I think I'm interested.
You're really
I can go
interested
there.
in it.
Yeah, I can go
Okay.
there.
All right. Love that. Okay. Let's go into your career journey, how it started.
Yeah.
When you were at high school, when you were at high school, what did you want to be?
I wanted to be a teacher.
You wanted to be a teacher.
I wanted to be a teacher and I wanted to teach English literature.
Okay.
Specifically so.
All right.
But then when I applied at UJ, I didn't realize which I applied incorrectly. Because in most universities, Faculty of Humanities, education falls under the Faculty of Humanities.
Okay.
So when I went to UJ and I started applying, I went straight.
Oh, so you thought like humanities
Yeah.
means teaching included as
teaching.
well.
So I went there and then there was this course, BA Humanities, specialization in school subject areas, what. I thought, this is education. It was only when I registered and then I realized,
No, man.
why didn't they ask me
Pointer off.
about the face that I want to teach, FET or whatnot. And then when I went back to the prospectus, I realized that no, you applied for the wrong degree. But then I
Okay.
thought, okay, it's fine. Let me stay because there's a postgrad certificate in education that I can do afterwards. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, no, it's cool.
Okay.
Let me stay.
So you felt
understand?
like it wasn't much of a bummer. You were like, okay,
Yeah.
fine. You know what? I'm here anyway.
Yeah.
Let me continue studying.
Yeah.
How was your studying experience?
It was horrible. It was horrible.
What was the issue?
If you study something that you do not love, trust me. Trust me. I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to know how to teach, And the thing with BA Humanities courses is that mostly it is more of research courses. It's not like professional specific. You understand? So I was just studying English literature, linguistics, but like it was not training me for a specific job. So I didn't enjoy it. I hated my majors. I majored in English literature. I hated that. It was just horrible, man. I think that's when I started realizing that you can be a smart kid with so much potential from high school and good marks. And then when you get to varsity,
They
you're like, is this me? Haibo,
No,
is
I
this me?
think many of us did have that moment. You're like, what?
Haibo,
What
is this
happened
me?
to my
Yeah, because
90s?
I was a smart kid. I don't want to lie. Like, I was a smart kid. I was part of the top 10 in high school. You know, I was a smart kid. But when I started getting a varsity, that's when basically minyela boma tota school. Mang chole nje u-14 qualify. It's fine.
No, I hear you. So then you finish, right?
Yeah.
But so just to finish.
Yes,
Like,
so I can do my PGCE and be
okay.
an educator.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're finished. Did you end up doing your post grade?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't because
So what was the issue?
finances.
Okay.
I applied. I remember applying. So now the thing is that when you're now out of school, it's often difficult to go back in. It's possible, but like I don't know. I just found it very difficult, and something that I always advise abantu ukuthi, you know what? Whilst you still have the opportunity to
Within
do
the
everything at
system,
once within
rather
the system,
do it.
utilize that. You know, so it was difficult for me to go back to school. So because now it was difficult, then it means a gap year. You understand? And at the same time, I can't really work anywhere because the type of qualification that I did in humanities, it's more of you have to have a specialization. So afterwards, you definitely need something to do in postgrad. You know, it's something that one day we will talk about and advise young people on. You understand? So fine, I stayed at home, but whilst I was home, because obviously as a person you don't have one gift. You understand? You have many things that you can do.
Sure.
I have an interest in media as well. You understand? So that's when I started doing radio. I started doing content creation. But at the same time, as much as I loved doing that, but my background didn't really allow me to hustle to that extent. You know, I
Sure.
needed a job. Until then, I got my hands on a learnership. I applied, but also I was not interested, you know, because learnerships have stigmas.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes,
I'm a
they
learnership
do
and a
have a
stigma. You
stigma.
understand?
Sure.
I applied, got into a learnership for EPWP, but it's a branch under the EPWP. It's called the NYS, National Youth Service. So I did that for 2 years. I was in HR, but then I was doing labor relations and
Okay.
wellness. Labor
Okay.
relations and wellness. I did that for 2 years, and I believe that I did a great job. And then afterwards, there was an opportunity for an HR practitioner there, and then I applied, and then I got into the interview. And I mean, I always tell Abantu, it doesn't. If I get my hands on an interview,
yeah, don't
there's
make
no way
them-
I'm coming out
yes,
without a job,
without
because I know I'm
nothing.
good. You understand?
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
and then that's how I started working as an HR official at the department.
Okay, so when you were applying for these learnerships, what prompted you to apply for learnerships? So apply and
Missing apply.
Okay.
Because I'm home, opportunities are not coming up. So it's that thing you go, okay, now start applying for anything.
Sure.
You understand? So I just applied just for me to have something going on. Little did I know that God was then redirecting my steps. And it's what I also tell people as well, that sometimes, yes, we have certain wishes and dreams and things that we want to do, but also we need to what's the word, discern what God wants us to do. He says in his word that the steps of a righteous man are guided by him.
Sure.
So sometimes when you see which you are not getting into a certain field, always discern as to where God is taking you. You find that
Directing
God
you.
will direct you into a more beautiful journey. Now
Sure.
that I'm in HR, I'm enjoying it and considering to study further as well. And I feel it's my destiny. Now looking back, I won't go back to teaching.
Because I was also about to
Yeah,
ask,
I am somebody, no, I won't go back.
post-qualification yakho yona.
No, I was thinking about it actually. Just that the thing with me, ne, I'm a very objective person, and I don't like doing things for the sake of. So now I'm like, okay, I'm in HR, right? And I've experience in HR, you know. So the only thing now that I'm focused on is, okay, study further, maybe do an honors in something that is relating to HR,
what you're doing
yes, to what
now.
I'm doing, and then grow in that field. Yeah.
Okay. No, I really love that. And I love that you were willing to change paths. You know, I think one of the things that I always say, don't have a career ego. Your degree is not too important for you to explore other things, right?
Yeah.
It's important that you allow yourself to go into other industries if need be.
Yeah.
And another thing that you mentioned, you said there is a misnomer or rather stigma surrounding learnerships. What are some of the things that people say about learnerships?
You know the thing with learnerships, and I'm sure, but also I used to suffer from it, because I remember when people would ask me, what do you do? I'd say I'm an intern at the Gauteng Department of Infrastructure. You know, I'd be afraid to say, no, I'm in a learnership. You understand?
Yes.
So I think maybe, I don't know, man. I think the stigma maybe stems from the fact that it is an opportunity that is given to people who maybe have matric, only matric, or you can even get in with a grade 10 and stuff. So it doesn't the requirements are not that much strict. It's to
Yes.
just give an opportunity to people who don't have, so that they can have the rightful skills. So ngicabanga ukuthi ebantwini it automatically means kusho ukuthi ngimncane la. Ngicabanga ukuthi bacabanga lokho.
So you felt undermined, but now that you went
Yeah.
through it, you've progressed and elevated.
Yeah.
You know that it's not true.
It's not true. It's not true. You know, I bless the Lord that I did that learnership, because then it was more or less like an internship, you know,
Yes.
because I was learning the job. I was exposed to different specializations within HR. You know, I got to learn so much. And because now I worked and I was there, when an opportunity presented itself, I got a job. So
Yes.
I'd promote ukuthi abantu benza ama-learnership.
Yes,
People should
okay,
do
guys.
learnerships.
I also
Yeah.
highly recommend learnerships,
Yeah.
graduate programs. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Take it as a step to learn something
Yeah.
new, to progress in your career, right? So when people are applying for learnerships, because you know ukuthi kunjani, in South Africa we have issues of poverty, issues of unemployment. What amount are they looking at?
For me, I was getting 3.5, which is the minimum wage,
Okay.
right? Yeah, I was getting 3.5. I know there are people who get way less than that, because I had a friend who was in provincial, not provincial, local municipalities and stuff. I know that and she was getting way lesser than that, you know. So I think maybe between 2.5, 3.5, and then maybe 4,000. I think
Yes.
that's the maximum you can get in a
Okay,
learnership.
so since you did it for 2 years,
Yeah.
that was the contract to say you're going to
Yeah.
do this for 2 years.
For 2 years, yes.
So you get the same amount.
Same
There are no
amount.
bonuses,
Nothing.
benefits, nothing.
Nothing. You
just have
you
to
just
make
get
it
your
work.
amount. Yes.
Okay.
You just get your amount. You go home. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so now that you're in HR, maybe take us through your day. What does it look like? What type of things
Yeah.
do you deal with? If somebody said they wanted to go into
Yeah.
HR, what is their typical day?
Okay. With me, because I'm in government, I've asking my friends who are also in the private sector. We do different things. You know, because of the volume that we are dealing with. Usually, we have specializations. I know in private sector, one person does everything from
Everything, sure.
retirement, recruitment, and whatnot. So with us, they usually separate us. You understand? So with me, I do leave management. I do performance management. I do recruitment. I do what we call pillar in government, incapacity leave forms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for incapacity people. And then, I've mentioned performance. Yeah, I do that. I also do training.
Okay, so
Yeah, also do
all your
training.
day-to-day evolves around those things.
Around
you
those
attend
things, yes.
issues relating to that,
Yes,
and then you
yeah.
also train other individuals as well.
I do training in the sense that we have to book training for officials. I report under someone.
Oh,
so
okay.
the work that I do is more of an administrative level. You
Okay.
understand? Yeah. So on a day to mostly a big chunk of my work comes from leave management, capturing of leaves, receiving leave forms, ensuring that they are fine, capturing them, addressing any issues with the other institutions that we work with. So mostly day to day, I deal with leave. Performance comes like 3 times in a year, doesn't come always. Training, it's seasonal as well. So Pilir is seasonal as well. So the other functions are seasonal, but leave is my
Mainly.
main function.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are you those people when we submit our sick notes, and then there's people that submit sick notes, you're able to say, this sick note does not make sure.
Yeah, because when we receive a leave form, I have to go through it before
Yes.
I capture it. I have to check if it's filled in correctly, and then also your sick leave. I need to your sick note. I need to check ukuthi does it correspond with the sick leave. We understand, and if it's written incorrectly by the doctor, in the sense that maybe they scratched the date or something just doesn't match, then definitely I have to inquire from the employee first. I'm not spiteful. I have to inquire from the employee first. Okay, isick leave yakho, it was scratched. I see the dates were checked, care to explain, and then afterwards, then I can advise the employee to then go back and
get a correct one.
Correct one, yes.
Okay, no, that's,
Yeah.
Yo, I can imagine how that
Yeah.
looks like, because every time people get their leaves declined, people's like, but see
The HR, HR is we are get blamed for everything.
You always catch smoke.
Yes, we
and
always catch
even
smoke.
TikTok tells us HR is not your friend.
Yes, yeah, no, but we are.
No, that's
Yeah.
what we think. But TikTok people, traumas and
Yes,
stuff. People
yes.
like, no, HR is not your friend. The next thing they are recruiting somebody to
Yeah.
replace you and all of that. Okay, so looking at financial stability.
Yeah.
how does that look like for a person in HR,
Yeah.
in the government? If a person is looking to
Yeah.
apply for such a position,
Yeah.
what does their salary range look like?
Yeah. Okay. Firstly, you spoke about stability. Let me answer
Yes.
that first. Ne? What I love about government mostly is the package they give us. I won't say they give us a lot of money,
Yes,
obviously, ne?
yeah.
But the benefits that they
They're
give us,
great.
they are great. You understand? So even if when the salary comes in, you're like, Mara, I'm not getting paid that much.
Yes.
But because now we have all these other things, we have what's this, retirement, housing allowance,
Oh, nice.
and all these other nice stuff, medical aid and what.
Car
So it
allowances,
makes us no car allowance we
you
don't
don't
get. I'm
have.
not sure if some departments they get. With us, we do not get. So it makes it at least
Do you guys have
much
incentives?
better. What kind of incentives?
You know how, like, based on performance,
Yeah.
like I know some companies or sometimes the
Okay, yeah.
government, like depending on how the department did, you get like a certain percentage.
Yeah.
It's either quarterly, sometimes could be monthly, depending on how things work.
Ipet like Yamaguchi, the time I joined the department, they cut that.
Oh.
So they used to have, when I spoke about you about performance management, the reason of us doing that, it was that there was a certain amount that they used to get a sort of a bonus besides our 13th
Yes, 13th check.
Yeah, there was sort of a bonus that they used to get. But I don't know, man. I have to research on that. They started cutting it. You understand?
Okay.
So the only thing that I think now they do get is the pay progressions. Like every year, it can I think your salary can go up depending on the CIP for that year and all of that. So yeah.
Sure. Okay, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
And then when I look at your journey, right, you didn't have to go through studying human resource and all of that.
Yeah.
But what are the general requirements of somebody that wants to go into HR? Now that you're in the position, what would you recommend a person does who's at home if they wanted to apply for such a role?
I'd advise to definitely study human resources.
Okay.
Or public management. There's this
Okay.
course, it's public management. I'd advise a person to study that.
Okay.
But it's not strict in the sense that most of the what's this the level that these jobs are in, mostly you find that bati metric is required. Only
Okay.
metric
Yes.
is required. It's not really like strict unless maybe from a certain level
Yes,
going
maybe
up.
senior levels. Then
Senior
you're required to have
level,
certain
yes,
qualifications as you go.
as you go. But like the level that I'm on, it doesn't require a qualification as such.
Okay, so
It's
you
the one I want to go to that requires
Oh, the
a
senior
qualification.
levels.
That
That's
is why
the
I
one
want
where
to
you
study.
need to advance yourself.
Yes, you need to
Okay.
advance yourself.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so basically, people at home, it's important to
Yeah.
do metric. Just get
important.
your metric,
Yeah.
and then enroll yourself in
Yeah.
learnerships,
Yeah.
and be well informed. Talk to
Yeah.
people. Apply as much as you can,
Yeah.
right? And I want us to touch on something very important, right? We're not going to stretch on it, but I want us to touch on it regarding professional degrees and academic degrees, right? You did touch on it, Uguti. You feel like humanities is not like much of a working type of degree, you know. For a person at home, like, would you, if they wanted to do BA Humanities, what would you recommend it for? Would you recommend it as a first choice of degree? You want a job, get a job. Yeah. What's your stance around that?
I would recommend it as a second degree, definitely,
Okay.
because most of us go into it naively. We
Yes.
don't know. We are not
Sure.
aware. We understand. It's only when we get into varsity where we start researching, that's when we realize that actually I can't do anything with this. You know, I
Okay.
need to have a postgrad in something. So because I've mentioned in the beginning, Ngati, academic based degrees are mostly just about research, focusing
Yes,
on a
theory.
certain field. Yes, theory, you understand? Courses like philosophy, humanities that I've just mentioned, psychology. You know, abantu who study psychology, they get a rude awakening, you know, such degrees. But then professionally based, it's work that give you it's a degree that gives you a set of skills that is going to make you perform a certain function directly into the workplace. You understand? So with that, chances of getting a job are higher because you're skilled in something. It's either you are a lawyer, you are an educator, or you're an engineer. You know, there's no way about it. You are skilled in that. You understand?
Yes, sure.
So I wouldn't recommend for for a first degree to be a BA Humanities. Rather, you do something else, and then a BA Humanities edit just to enhance your knowledge, just to add on what you know. Like I know with you, you have a master's in
banking law.
In banking law. You can just say, okay, maybe I'd like to do philosophy because
Yes.
of it's mostly focused in critical thinking and whatnot. Maybe you'd say, okay, let me do philosophy. I want to understand people better. That's when, as Yvonne, you can enroll and say, okay, let me do philosophy. You have nothing to lose. But as your first degree, unless you have a plan, unless you have a plan, and you know that when I'm done here, I'm definitely enrolling for honors and this is what I want to do.
Okay, I love that. Okay, and then okay, you did answer the question on sustainable financial stability, right?
Yeah.
You did say that the salary might not be much, but the benefits are good, so you are able to have like a normal standard of life or living, right? I love that. And then in closing, what is the season of your life called in a sentence?
Winning.
Winning.
Yeah, winning.
Love
Like I'm in
that.
a season where I've discovered a lot of things about myself and I see that a lot of things are promising.
Sure.
So I'm like, Prayer, do as much as you can, man. You're still young. Do as much as you can. Do the TikTok thing. I'm also on TikTok. Do the
Yes.
TikTok thingy.
Explore.
Work hard, explore. So I'm in that season where I'm like, this time I'm winning.
Okay,
Yeah,
love
this
that.
time I'm
Because I
winning.
feel like also you've caught your own fair share of hands.
Yeah.
I think it's only fair that God releases you now
Yeah,
and allows
man.
you to win. Hey.
Yeah, we've worked at you, Yvonne. We've worked hard.
Yeah.
I've done so much. So now I'm like, you know what? I need to reap from this harvest.
Okay, I really love that. To a person at home, in closing, what would you encourage them?
Yeah.
Like they in a season of
Yeah.
maybe sowing, planting, and they want to elevate, they want to grow in opportunity and all of that. What would you say to them?
As a young person, do as much as you can.
Okay.
Do as much as you can. Can I say it in Spitori? Eba lastar.
Okay.
Papa, a young person like a papi man. Do anything, anything and everything that you can, as long as you're passionate in. Don't be lazy. Don't focus on saying this is my job and this is what I do. Touch there and there. Do as much as you can. You don't know where your huge success will come from. You understand? So, eba lastar, man. Don't be lazy.
Okay, guys, iba lastar.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. Basically, what I'm getting from all of this and what I'm learning is do not box yourself.
Yeah.
Do not undermine learnerships.
Yeah.
Show up, learn as much as you can, be creative, put yourself out there. I hope you learned something from this episode. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And remember, you are not alone. You are gracefully anchored. Happy Employment Wednesdays. God bless you.